Hey guys, welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness. Today we're playing Shenmue 2, the sequel to Shenmue 1 on the Dreamcast. It was also available in PAL regions in Japan. Shenmue 2 was in PAL regions in Japan on the Dreamcast. Unfortunately, the US never got Shenmue 2. For whatever reason, which sucks because the Dreamcast I heard is the superior version. This is emulated on the 360, so we can't do cool things like play the old arcade games in the arcade, which was one of my favorite things about it. They had Afterburner, Outrun, Super Hang-On, and Space Harrier. But you've seen videos of most of those games anyway. We're playing Shenmue 2. Since people were new to Shenmue, more than likely when they got an Xbox, this actually came with a DVD that was a movie of Shenmue 1. And this was one of the first open world games that I actually ever experienced. And in this game, he's basically looking for the murderer. Well, even in the first game, he's looking for the murderer of his father and trying to find him, so I guess he can kill him. I don't know. Maybe he wants to hug him, maybe he hates his dad. But there's like these two little I don't even know what you would call them. Two little relics that the guy that killed his father was actually looking for. And at the end of Shenmue 1, he found out that he was headed to Hong Kong, and Ryu, who you play as, is originally from Japan, so the first game takes place in Japan. 1 second, please. I don't want to be rude. I drank a soda, and all this moving up and down, the mess around with the wires and stuff, I didn't want to burp too much in the microphone and be absolutely disgusting, although I'm sure some of that came through anyway. So at the time, these graphics were groundbreaking on the Dreamcast, and it's a shame the US didn't get a Dreamcast release. This is supposed to be a better graphic. This is supposed to have better graphics than Shenmue 2 on the Xbox. Than on the Dreamcast. Sorry, I'm looking at all this stuff and I'm like, duh. But yeah. So every region except North America got to experience Shenmue on the Dreamcast, and it's a pretty big game. It's 4 discs long. At least I know the first one was, and it was actually supposed to be part of a 6-part series, so they were expecting to make 6 different Shenmue games, but they were so expensive to make, to pay for all the different voice actors and all the detail and all the texture work and all the stuff. Like I said, it's 4 discs long for a fairly short experience. It wasn't like Final Fantasy or whatever. There was just a lot of work that went into the game. It was a new type of game. It's like a fish out of water game, and they don't do it as much here, but I remember in the original you could go through your kitchen cabinets and stuff. All the foreign versions of Shenmue except the Xbox version, or Shenmue 2 I would say, doesn't have English voice actors. They're all subtitled. So if you have a choice and you like to import, there's a little camera up there. It doesn't work for the emulated version, but you could actually take screenshots of the game, because apparently when this game came out, it was groundbreakingly good looking. I will say that the colors are pretty vibrant for the time. You didn't see that much. And this game is one of the first games I ever played that has quote-unquote quick-time events. So basically, you're in a country where you don't know the language, you don't know where you are, all you have is a map. and there's actually real day to night cycles, and this is either your thing or you're not going to give two shits about it. But it's really cool, and there's a lot of people that are petitioning for them to finish the story just with even a third game. I think they could do it easy today with as in-depth as games are. I mean, this game's pretty much an antique relic compared to most other open world games, but at the time this was a pretty big deal. You actually control him by the D-pad.
Looking for fun? Do you need a guide? Are you a lone boy? You need a place to stay?
Need a tour?
The audio on this has that old PlayStation 2 staticky sound.
Hey, handsome! Let me take your photo!
I guess this is supposed to represent his alienation. I will notice that it looks like there's anti-aliasing in this game that might not be in the original. I don't know.
I understand.
But the problem with Shenmue 2, I've come to find out, is that where Shenmue 1 had like a pretty big world, this game's kind of too big, and there's not a lot of detail in the little areas. Like I said, you could go into the shops and look at individual things. You could go in your house and go through the kitchen drawers. But I think they purposely made the city big and kind of overwhelming with not a lot to do sometimes, just so it would create that feeling of isolation. That's my guess anyway. So basically, the only thing we're really doing now is just trying to find a place to stay. My best advice to you, if you want to tackle Shenmue 2, is buy a map whenever you see one available. Taking on this game right now, I realize it's kind of a hard game to do. This is more of a game to review than actually just try to do a let's play, because what am I actually gonna show you in like 20 minutes of gameplay? There's more to it than 20 minutes. But one thing that's cool about this game is if you like virtual fighter or fighting games or kung fu movies or whatever, instead of like going into the straight up action thing, it actually turns into a fighting game. And then there's some times where there's quick time events, which I'll probably be terrible at because I'm not used to the Xbox buttons control scheme. Like, it's not second nature to me. Like, if I saw PlayStation button prompts, I could remember it. Since this Xbox 360 is still fairly new, since I've had my old one, if somebody said push X, I might push the wrong button by accident. When I said that, I looked to see where X was real quick on the controller, and I was actually right, so maybe I'll luck out. But for the time, this was really impressive, especially as many characters are on the screen at one time. This came out, I think the PlayStation 2 might have been out for a while, but still,
Can I ask you something?
Yes, I can give you.
like, this looks really good, and it's odd that she kind of looks like Chun-Li. I wonder if
I want you
that's
to tell me something.
on purpose.
Yes,
Which way is one's eye?
you can ask the people in the quarter. I don't
This
know.
looks like a very
I understand.
stereotypical version of Hong Kong. You see some of the bad guys have a very stereotypical, like, 1940s characterized version of an Asian man. But it's kind of cool to see all the different people go about their business and do different things. One thing I miss, and I haven't ever finished this game, which is a shame. I've gotten close, but I don't think that you have like legit jobs in this. You always Well, I think you have one where you lift up boxes, but my favorite job you had in the first Shenmue was actually riding a forklift. Like, if that was its own game, I would love it. I would love to do it. This is a button mashing game, the arm wrestling part.
If you can beat him, I'll be out.
And I'm probably going to be terrible at this because I've never been able to push buttons rapidly, really fast, unless it was like an arcade game. I'll challenge them. I'll probably suck at this.
That's a spirit. You're Japanese, aren't you? What's your name?
Yo Hazuki.
Yo Hazuki, eh? Okay. Let's
I
go.
love the old Dreamcast games where all their detailed was just the texture.
The samurai boy from Japan.
I'm gonna have to push start. I gotta push A rapidly.
Who's he fighting against? The Mexican villain.
Please don't make me fight against the big guy. Oh, you're making me fight against the big guy. That has really weird textures on his body.
I'll take it easy on you, boy.
I hope so.
Ah, you wish you did. I'll say fight, and then you begin. Here we go. Ready and fight! You die!
Damn.
Die! Oh!
Damn. Good.
That was terrible. For me anyway, because the buttons are they're concurved, so they stick out. They're hard to push really fast, and the Xbox controller's D-pad isn't the easiest to be exact with. I'm glad I made it though. But with the sound down, I have to read these subtitles and talk.
At the end of it, you'll find
I'm kind of lost of where to go, even though I've played this part.
Yeah. He's usually taking
In my opinion, this Shenmue game isn't nearly as good as the first one. If you want to experience Shenmue, I think really in order to appreciate this game, you have to play the first one. Because that's the one that I enjoyed the most. Maybe if I played it now, it wouldn't hold up. I don't know. He runs kind of weird.
Get out of my way!
What the?
Watch where you're going, you punk!
That goes for you too, barging into people like that.
You must be Japanese.
Yeah.
Watch out! Here is
The
my
acting
car.
in this game's
You can
pretty
easily get run
atrocious,
over.
but at the time, this was all
One's eye.
considered
Oh,
groundbreaking.
it's that way.
Although I know the people that do the Japanese voice acting, I heard that their performances are much more preferred, but it is
Yo,
impressive how many different people are
better watch
actually
out. There's lots of thieves
casted in this game. I mean, this is before they had like huge epic titles like this, but this title didn't really get a chance to be epic. And I think part of the reason is because it was kind of on a niche console, and then Microsoft made it an exclusive, which I think also might have hurt the series a little bit. Now, if this got like a PlayStation 2 release as well as maybe an Xbox release, maybe more people would play it. This game is somewhat glitched on a 360. There is some slowdown. Like I said, you can't play the arcade game, so if you plan to play Shenmue 2, play it on the original Xbox. If you live in other regions, just play the Dreamcast versions for real. Don't even bother with the Xbox version. But now they have so many different open world games, like this might just look like complete uninteresting shit to you, so this might not be your thing, I don't know. Do I have $10 to spend? You actually, when you push the B button, I forgot about this, you actually can put markers on your map. But I gotta read my little journal. Okay, tell me something I need to know. Alright, so you gotta follow signs. This is before the time of Grand Theft Auto where you had a nice little icon that you could just follow.
Hey, help me! I'm scared. They're going to kill me. I didn't do anything.
Hand over the
One cool
kid.
thing
You
about
don't
this
wanna
game
get
is
hurt.
it takes place in the 80s,
you
which
gonna
is
do?
kind of cool.
It's none of your business.
I think the
Don't think
first
so.
one takes place in
Looks
1985,
like
so
you
I
want
guess
to get hurt.
this
I'm
is
not
still in
gonna get hurt.
85 or maybe 86.
One now. Run. What?
And I'm gonna suck at this if this is a quick time event.
Wait. I lost them. The Phoenix mirror's inside that bag.
So the Phoenix mirror is the relic that I was talking about earlier. There's a lot of investigating in this game,
Excuse me. Huh?
so you gotta be sort of patient when you play it. Why are you looking at me like I'm stupid? I'm not gonna talk. I guess you wouldn't want to talk to a grown-up. Is there anybody but kids around here?
Excuse me. Who? You called? My bag was stolen a while ago. I'm so sorry for you.
I'm sorry for me too. Are you gonna help me?
Did anyone run by here? I wonder.
For somebody who's gonna die any second due to your extreme old age, I would talk a little bit faster to get things out of your system before you end up actually dying.
Excuse me.
How can I help you?
I bet you're gonna be no help at all, and you're really creepy looking. You look like
My bag was stolen.
a white-haired version of that guy from
This is terrible.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Did anyone come running by here?
I'm afraid I didn't see anything.
Perhaps you haven't possessed your two green-eyed women yet. I don't know. Where the fuck is that kid? Seriously. Where is he? Let me at him. Apparently it's inappropriate to talk to kids.
Excuse me.
What?
I had my bag stolen a while ago.
That's terrible.
That's terrible.
Did anyone come running by here?
Haven't seen anybody.
This game does run on an actual time cycle, as you can see by the watch on the top right of the screen. The game's slowing down right
Hey.
now.
Welcome.
Did any suspicious looking guys come by here?
Suspicious looking guys? Why?
My bag was stolen.
I'll tell you, but you need to buy something first.
You
As
won't
long
tell me
as
unless
it's
I buy
illegal
something from you?
drugs,
Hey, don't get mad.
I'll buy
It's
something.
customary in Hong Kong.
Alright.
Running out
I'll
of
buy
money.
something.
What gracious people these are. Well, they're all the same price. I'll pick this one. I don't think I have any money though, do I?
No, I don't have enough money.
Oh, really? That's a pity.
Well, I just said my bag was stolen, asshole.
You're not buying? Then I'm not talking.
Yeah, I should kick your ass. What a way to make a great impression on a new country. There has to be somebody around here that probably sits here all day and contemplates how fucked up their life is and what they should have did to improve it. And
Excuse me.
Who, me?
yes, you. Who else is beside you?
I had my bag stolen a while ago.
That must have been horrible.
Yeah, I imagine it must have
Did anyone
been.
come
Can you
running
help
by
me
here?
instead of telling me how terrible
Why
it
would you
is?
ask me something like that?
I don't know, because you're sitting on your ass right there. You probably saw the whole thing.
Excuse me.
Not you again. Go away. Getting nowhere with these people. Maybe they're in the alley. I'll go somewhere seedy. Beverly Hills. This looks like the kind of place I want to hang out.
It won't open.
It won't open. The loading times on this game are pretty bad, if you may or may not have noticed. It said 1987, so I stand corrected. And it's easy to make a wrong turn too in this game, if you might not have already noticed. For a Dreamcast game at the time, it was one of the last games on the system that came out. One of the last official non-homebrew games that come out at the time. That was like a big deal. So like this game ends without actually ever finishing the story, which kind of sucks actually. And this game isn't bad. It's just that I'm trying to record a commentary and I don't know what the hell I'm doing because I haven't played this in a long time. But once you get into this game, it's pretty fun. But I really recommend you, if you have a Dreamcast and you're a Dreamcast purist or whatever, you definitely need Shenmue in your library. And if you find a way to be able to play the import version of Shenmue 2. There's a PAL version, which I think has English. Well, I'm guessing it would have English subtitles. Would definitely recommend that. But if you have no other option, and you want to know a little bit more, but they're never gonna finish the Shenmue story unless the director, who actually wants to do it, gets enough money to do it. We may never know what happens to Ryu. So, yeah, this is a good game. It's probably gonna look like a terrible game on this video. It's very limited and first of all, it's limited in what I'm able to show you. There's actually a lot of different things you can do, and it really captures that fish out of water alienation. And yeah, the acting's diff and all this stuff, but you really appreciate this game more if you played Shenmue 1. And I definitely recommend playing Shenmue 1 on the original Dreamcast. So this is more of a recommendation to play the original Dreamcast version because it's more streamlined. There's more to do. Sorry, I had to swallow. I was talking without swallowing, which is really awkward. I just had a lot to say, I guess. There's just more to do in the Dreamcast version, and you know the basis of the story, and instead of getting the Xbox version where you can watch the DVD of the whole first game, but wouldn't you rather play it? So if you're collecting for the Dreamcast, I definitely recommend getting Shenmue 1. So this is a recommendation for Shenmue 1 and seeing how you feel about it. If you like Shenmue 1, then pick up this one. But I'd say between the two versions, if you can find a way to play the import PAL version, if you live in North America, I would definitely suggest going that way. Otherwise, this isn't a bad version, but I think that game looks a little bit better and sharper and stuff, and I don't know, it's just more authentic to play it on the Dreamcast, but that's entirely up to you what you prefer, if you're a purist or not. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I'm sorry this video is probably so confusing and boring with me rambling, but I'm just trying to figure out what to do and stuff like that while talking to you guys. And there's so much I want to say about Shenmue, and I'm sort of frustrated that I can't get the words out, because the minute I turn off this video, I'm gonna think about something I wanted to tell you about Shenmue, and I'm gonna forget about it. But I'm sure there's probably somebody with a nice channel that's probably covered the series thus far, that's probably far more enthusiastic and worldly, and probably can describe this series to you better than I can, and probably has better gameplay footage. But you're here for the Mikey's video game madness rambling experience. Look at that rendered grocery bag, amazing in detail. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for being patient with videos like this. I just wanted you to be aware of Shenmue, and I don't know, it's a special game to me, but the first game, I just don't have a Dreamcast hooked up to show you the first game. Otherwise I would, before I would show you this any day of the week, but this is all I have right now. So I just want you to be aware of Shenmue. Maybe look it up or whatever, the original Dreamcast, and I know there's probably a ton of videos on it. So this is a recommendation for Shenmue, and if you like that, then try Shenmue 2. And depending on whether you're a purist or not, I'm saying this for the 15th time in a row, play it on the Dreamcast or the original Xbox. Apparently the original Xbox has the English voice acting and has some better lighting effects and higher polygon counts, but I really can't tell the difference, but I've only seen it through screenshots. But that's about it. I've only ever played the Xbox version, so I'm taking other people's words, so I don't even know if that's the right thing to do when it comes to games, because I always say experience things for yourself, but I just have no way to do it. I have like no import like ready Dreamcast or whatever. I don't even know where all the parts of my Dreamcast are. Hopefully one day I'll have it hooked up, but this rambling has gone on far too long. So thank you so much for watching, and if for whatever twisted reason you liked this video, please click like, and you don't have to tell me I'm rambled in this video. I'm fully aware. Thank you so much for hanging in there if you did, and please feel free to leave a comment, positive or negative. Just if you're going to be negative, don't be a dick. Just be constructive with your criticism. And if you're new to this channel, thank you so much for watching it. And if you like this video, which this is probably a tough sell, check out the other videos, like those instead, and then subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you on the next video. Bye.